the phone, I have a guest, Dr. Christine Young, who's the president of SUNY Orange. So if we're going to have, lightning storms later this afternoon, you've got lightning rods there on the top of Morrison Hall?
Hey, good morning, Kate. Always a pleasure. And you start with a question I hope I don't have to know the answer to.
You thought you were going to know the
way.
answer to everything I might ask today? I'm sorry.
I was like, well, wasn't ready with that one, but I will find out is always my answer. I will have an answer by the end of the day.
There you go. So, welcome anyway. Let's talk about something a little bit more comfortable for you then. How are things? How are things going at my alma mater?
Well, as long as we don't have a lightning strike in the next 10 minutes, very well. No, thank you. Hey, things are terrific. After last time we talked, I know we were just starting to emerge from a profoundly interesting and difficult year for the college, but ones that we were holding our chins up high for having had a successful year. And I remember crediting not only our employees, but those students with their persistence of creativity to getting to the finish line. And indeed, 801 students, Kate, graduated, did what they needed to do.
That's
to
wonderful.
In this cycle. I know it, right?
So now,
we're very proud of them.
How close are we to back to normal?
Oh, back to normal. So I like to say, I'm borrowing a term that I heard first from Karen Stout, who is a leader in the community college field. Like, we're seeking the next normal. And I'm calling this year our transition year, right? I think we're seeking where we're going, particularly in community college fields, because of who we serve. Aren't we all seeking what the world is going to look like for all of us? So it's a year of transition for us.
Sure.
And so I will, in response to your question, a more straight answer to say is, campus is going to look more like what you were accustomed to seeing in 2018 and 2019. So there will be more students on campus. Their employees are returning to campus even as we speak. Mm-hmm. But we planned, I believe, very smartly. We had to post our fall schedule way back in April. What did we know in April? How people, what the coronavirus would be doing in August, what people's attitudes would be toward returning to school and to work. So I believe we made some very smart calls on offering selections on campus for classes and many supports on campus for students who wanted to return to campus, but also maintaining a very robust selection of courses online and what we might call blended in between for students who maybe weren't ready to return to campus or whose obligations outside the college. Our students have many obligations outside of college who didn't know how they might be taking care of family members, K through 12 system, their jobs, to maintain a remote schedule. And people with their vaccination status, trying to sort that out, what their comfort level with that was. So are we going to have 5,000 students back on campus? No. But should we have 5,000 students back at the college? Yes.
Yeah. So in the fall, when you do have students back, how will that work? Will they have to prove their vaccination status? Will everyone be masked? Or is that still being figured out as we speak?
Yeah, fantastic questions. And I know everyone is very, very eager for those answers. And we continue to work, and I am not joking here, daily with all of our very credible friends at Orange County Department of Health. I can't speak highly enough about Dr. Gelman. Jackie Lawler has been a great contact for us there. Of course, New York Department of Health, SUNY has been fantastic about this, and daily corresponding with them about what is the best science and guidance that we can have. So for me to speak specifically what fall's going to look like right now is premature. What everybody knows is that the governor did say, I believe it was like on May 23rd, that SUNY and CUNY students, so public higher education, those students would have to be vaccinated to attend on-campus classes.
Okay.
Should any of the three vaccinations, COVID-19 vaccinations, become approved in the United States, so Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson become approved, that all SUNY or CUNY and CUNY students would have to become vaccinated. That has not happened yet. So the 64 presidents who report to the chancellor, who in turn report to the state of New York, are all just watchfully waiting. So my encouragement to students right now is don't delay your education. We know students who step out of education are less likely to return, and there are consequences for that as an individual and as a society. So sign up for classes, regardless of your vaccination status and your attitude toward vaccination. If this thing happens, we will sort this out together. And as you heard, SUNY Orange is prepared with remote classes, and we'll go from there.
You can still make it happen.
We can still make it happen, right? But this is what the state of New York has deemed will be happening, and SUNY Orange will comply with the governor's directive.
And this will apply for the Middletown and the Newburgh campuses.
Correct. Again,
no difference.
Correct. For both campuses, for on-campus students, this would not apply to students who are taking online classes or fully remote classes.
Okay. And you could still get a degree at the moment with completely online classes?
Yeah, you can. Working with an advisor.
Okay.
You're just going to have to pay more attention to your class-taking pattern, making sure you're planning ahead and that the courses that you need are available. But yeah, it can be done.
Okay. I have to tell you, I miss all of the other things, though, that SUNY Orange does for the community. It's wonderful that you have stepped up to provide a location for people to go and get vaccinated. That is huge. But I miss being able to go to the gym. I miss being able to swim in the pool and to be the worst racquetball player ever to walk in the door of that place. But it's so nice that it was open at the time, and I miss that. So let me know when it's able to open up again.
Sure.
I want to go see another. I want to see another exhibit at Harriman Hall. I want to hear another musical performance. There's so much going on for the whole community.
I understand, Kate, and thank you for saying that. And I will take that as a community.
You do
request
serve
as well, right?
the community. Yes.
Yeah. It's one of the 5 pillars of being a community college, right? Where we offer the things that you're talking about: recreational activities, cultural activities, a space like the public square, right? The public forum for debate.
And
lectures.
And the ability for those
Yeah.
over 60 to audit classes at no charge.
You got it. So that is part of, we've got about a month to take our best shot at figuring out how can we welcome the community back to our campus, and if so, how do we do that? And again, it's too premature. I don't want to speculate, but I think it's safe to say that that our campuses are probably always going to be a few steps more conservative than the community at large. So in terms of mask wearing, we'll probably be one of the last places to let go of mask wearing or things like that. Is probably where we'll land. But again, don't want to say that's definitely what we're doing. Those are the sorts of questions we're working through, as a SUNY system, and as a campus. Frankly, we're how higher ed works. We are a deliberative body, and we share decision making. So we have a lot of people to ask and get input on. We have a lot of smart people on our campus.
I hope so.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's an advantage of the industry I'm in, and get their input. as we move forward.
Well, that's all good. Now, when everything is back to normal and the students are back on campus, I do expect that the college radio station, WOCC, will be broadcasting once again. I owe a lot to that place. That's where I stumbled into this business. So,
oh, how wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they're back open and operating, I would love to have one or two of the people from your college radio station come on here.
I appreciate that offer. I am writing that down right now as you say that. Thank you very much. And folks like you and businesses like Wall Radio, that's the beauty of community college relationships with the communities they serve. It's something crazy. It's like 85% of our students don't leave the region, and something like 71 to 75% of our students stay in the county even. So when a company extends the opportunity to a student to do an internship, you are likely building a relationship with a future employee as well. So not only giving that student a chance to shine and get experience and let them apply what they're learning in the classroom, the company is also getting the opportunity to see if, like, hey, is this person a future employee, a future leader? So thank you for making that offer. I will make sure
that's a great point. Now, how do other companies contact the college about possible internships? Now, I realize this is premature because you really don't have everything up to speed yet. But
oh no, this continued all last year. That we were continuing to place.
I stand
students.
Corrected. Good.
No, it's okay. This was something that we had to figure out so many things, and that's part of the credit to our staff and our faculty last year, that students had to graduate, and those that had internships as part of their curriculum needed to have internships.
That's
somewhat
wonderful.
Virtual, but some stayed in person. Yeah.
Who do they contact at the college to set that up, to find out more?
I would say, just since I don't have the exact number in front of me, why don't we just keep it at, I was going to share the admissions number.
Okay.
Anyhow, and admissions, if they just said, like, hey, I heard the president on the radio this morning, and I'm interested in talking about an internship, and I'm sure
everybody in admissions is rolling their eyes right now. But yes, okay.
I understand. Admissions isn't going to be like hang up, but just say, like, the president said it would be okay. The admissions email or the admissions phone number, admissions phone number is 845-341-4030, 4030. So 845-341-4030. Or you know what? I'm a roll up your sleeves, I'll get it done sort of president, so no harm, no foul in just emailing me, president@sunyorange.edu, president@sunyorange.edu. It comes to me. That doesn't go off into the ether, and I'll make sure it gets to the right place.
And people can also wander around the website, sunyorange.edu. SUNY Orange is what we're supposed to call it, but I still think of it as OC, because that's where I went.
Oh.
That's what it was called when I went there.
You can, it's everyone always stumbles over themselves. So here's the facts, Jack. We are officially Orange County Community College. Always have been, always will be. That's our name.
Okay.
So just like my parents named me Christine, and I always say, Kate, call me Chris. It's cool. I would say our nickname is SUNY Orange.
Okay.
So SUNY Orange is our nickname, and OC is, the I know you're a native. I know you.
Okay.
I know you were born and raised in Orange County. If you call it OC, so
yep.
We don't like the OC so much. But if you call it OC, I'm not going to get bent out of shape. But you'll never hear me say it.
Okay, I get the distinction. Good. Thank you. I like having things spelled out like that. That's wonderful. I think you're doing wonderful work, and through the most difficult times that nobody could have planned for. But you're coming through everything so well, and you're serving the people one at a time. But not one at a time, thousands at a time. But it still feels individual when you're there. So thank you very much for all the work that you do, you and everyone from Orange County Community College.
Thank you very much. And I tweeted about this interview this morning, so I'm going to try to get a lightning rod question answered on Twitter by the end of the day if I can.
I bet there's like 7 of them up on Morrison Hall.
There's a lot of things up there. I just never bothered to ask. So that'll be my learning.
Yeah, there's your thing for the day. Yes, I'm sure that probably from someone from one of the science subjects would probably go and study it for you if you asked them to.
I'm afraid I'm about to learn about like weather stations, lightning rods, a ship at sea communication device. I don't know what I'm about to find out.
It could be anything. Thank you very much for coming
Kate,
on with
always
us.
Enjoyable. Thank you for the invitation, and thanks for being one of our proud alumni. And thank you for asking for some interns. I really appreciate that, and I'll get you connected.
We would love to have you back on a regular basis, too. I know we'll talk again. Dr. Christine Young, president of Orange County Community College, a.k.a. SUNY Orange. Thank you very much for coming on Wall Radio. Back to a little bit of music for a while. Diana Ross and the Supremes. Ooh. Diana Ross and the Supremes. Ooh. Diana Ross and the Supremes.